You know that feeling when you stumble across something and it just clicks? Like it resonates deep down, maybe answering a question you didn't even know you were asking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're listening now, maybe that's happening. Perhaps you felt there's more to how our reality takes shape than meets the eye.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Get ready, because we're going way back, thousands of years, actually. We're going to uncover some really surprising connections.
That's right. Today's deep dive is all about the ancient Chavín people of Peru, a civilization that, well, it thrived a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And what's so fascinating, truly fascinating, is how their understanding of the, let's say, the unseen world,
Yeah.
it really seems to echo ideas we talk about now. Things like the subconscious mind, the law of attraction.
It's kind of wild, isn't it?
It offers such a unique lens on, our own inner power.
Absolutely. We've been digging into some really compelling material, specifically from Unlocking the Subconscious, what the ancient Chavín knew about manifestation and the law of attraction. And our mission for this deep dive, it's really to pull out the core insights. What did these ancient people really get about creating reality from the inside?
Yeah, what was their secret, so to speak?
Exactly. Think of this as maybe your personal connection to that ancient power without needing a plane ticket to the Andes or, any psychotropic plants.
Right. So let's start with the big one, the subconscious mind.
Okay.
Modern science, psychology, they tell us that a huge chunk, maybe up to 95% of our thoughts, our choices, our actions, they actually bubble up from this hidden part of us.
95%. That's staggering.
It really is. And when you think about something like the law of attraction, it's not just about, oh, I consciously want this. It runs much deeper, doesn't it?
Definitely. It's tied into those beliefs we hold way down deep, often without even realizing it.
Those are the powerful ones. The subconscious beliefs are like the operating system running in the background.
Good analogy. Like the invisible foundations dictating how high the building can go.
Okay.
So, okay, let's go back. The Chavín. High Andes, Peru. We're talking 900 BCE to maybe 200 BCE.
All right. A long span of time.
Yeah.
And their main spiritual hub was this incredible site, Chavín de Huantar.
Now, what's interesting, and you touched on this, is their focus compared to, say, the Egyptians or Mayans.
Exactly. While others were building these massive pyramids, these huge external structures, the Chavín, they seemed much more focused inward.
Inward transformation.
Yes. Chavín de Huantar, it seems less about giant public spectacles and more about these complex, almost hidden initiation chambers, passageways designed for sound, for inner experience.
It's like they knew the real power wasn't out there, but in here, inside us.
That seems to be the implication. Their core belief, as we piece it together, was that the unseen, the inner world, basically creates the template for the seen, the outer world.
Oh, wow.
So the rituals weren't just symbolic. They were like active technologies for changing inner perception, believing that if you shift inside, the outside has to follow.
That's pretty much the core principle of manifestation today, isn't it?
It's incredibly close. A direct parallel, you could say. And the temple itself, Chavín de Huancar, you could almost see it as a kind of ancient consciousness technology.
Consciousness technology. I like that. Explain that a bit more.
Well, it wasn't just a place of worship in our usual sense. Think about the underground tunnels. Evidence suggests they were engineered quite deliberately to amplify sound.
Okay. Why?
Well, imagine specific frequencies echoing in those confined spaces. It could very likely induce altered states of consciousness. Shift brainwaves towards theta or delta, states linked to deep relaxation, hypnosis, and subconscious access.
So using sound to hack the brain, essentially.
In a way, yes. And then you have the Lanzon, this central idol, this carved stone pillar.
Right, I've seen images. Very complex.
Very. And covered in these dualistic symbols, jaguars, serpents, human features all mixed. The source suggests this wasn't just decoration. It represented integrating opposites within yourself. Light and dark, masculine and feminine, maybe?
Finding unity within.
Exactly. Inner harmony as the path to transformation. It's like a visual map for psychological integration.
That speaks volumes about their understanding of the self, doesn't it? That wholeness isn't about cutting parts off, but bringing them together.
Precisely. It echoes modern ideas about, say, shadow work, acknowledging and integrating the parts of ourselves we might usually push away. The Lanzon could have been a constant reminder. Embrace the duality to reach a higher potential.
Powerful stuff. And the labyrinths, those maze-like passages inside.
Ah, yes. Imagine navigating those in dim light, or maybe even darkness, disorienting.
Yeah, I can picture that.
It's such a potent metaphor for the journey inward, right?
Yeah.
Into the subconscious. It's often not a straight path. It's complex, hidden,
You have to navigate the twists and turns.
and there's also strong evidence they used entheogenic plants, specifically the San Pedro cactus. It contains mescaline.
Okay, so psychoactive substances were part of the picture.
It seems very likely, and probably not just for fun. It points towards, again, a deliberate practice, a tool to access different states of awareness, perhaps to break down old patterns or receive insights.
So putting it all together, the sound, the symbols, the architecture, maybe the plants, it wasn't random. It was like a system.
A system for, as the source puts it, reprogramming the mind
Reprogramming the mind. How?
by creating conditions to release deep fears. Maybe confront those shadow aspects we mentioned and consciously shift their internal state,
Yeah.
their, what they might have called their energetic frequency.
It all comes back to that core message you mentioned.
Yes, change your inner vibration and the world will reflect it back to you. It's incredibly direct.
Especially for something from thousands of years ago. And how did they pass this knowledge down without, writing manuals?
That's another fascinating piece. Their knowledge system seems to have been nonverbal, or at least not based on writing we've deciphered. It was transmitted through sacred geometry, through the direct experience of sound, potentially through plant medicine guidance, and through ritual participation.
Experiential learning.
Exactly. Aimed directly at the subconscious, bypassing that critical, analytical, conscious mind.
Which is interesting because that sounds a lot like what modern techniques aim for, right?
It really does. Think about hypnosis. The goal is to relax the conscious gatekeeper to access the subconscious.
Or neuroplasticity, the idea that we can physically change our brains through repeated thoughts and experiences.
Precisely. And visualization, mentally rehearsing something, actually builds neural pathways, almost like you're doing it for real.
So the Chavín, were they kind of like ancient neurohackers?
You could definitely frame it that way. Their practices seem designed to achieve similar goals.
Right.
Quiet the chatter, get into those deeper brainwave states, theta, delta, where the subconscious is more receptive. Anchor new ways of being, new beliefs, deep down, maybe even receive visions, glimpses of a higher self or a different reality.
This whole idea of ancient subconscious reprogramming, it really clicks.
It bridges time, doesn't it? Ancient wisdom, modern science, nodding along.
And it's amazing how these core ideas pop up again with modern teachers. People like, say, Joe Dispenza or Louise Hay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Different language, different context, but the essence is there. Using tools like meditation, visualization, affirmations to shift those underlying subconscious programs for healing, for creating change, for manifestation.
It's worth drawing those parallels out, maybe.
Definitely. Let's compare. The Chavín had their sacred chambers for deep inner work.
Okay, and today, meditation rooms, dedicated quiet time, visualization practices.
Right. The Chavín used sound tunnels, maybe plants, to get into altered states.
And now we have brainwave entrainment audios, breath work, guided meditations designed to induce similar trance-like states.
The Chavín had their powerful symbols, those animal-human carvings, the duality of the lands-on.
Compared to modern affirmations, vision boards, using specific imagery to impress the subconscious.
Exactly. And even the Chavín rituals, which likely involved intense emotional release, catharsis.
We see echoes of that in things like somatic therapy, trauma release exercises, even forgiveness practices, all aimed at clearing out old emotional baggage.
It all points back to that fundamental understanding the Chavín seemed to grasp so well.
Which is?
Your mind is a temple.
Right.
And what you consistently place within that temple, consciously or subconsciously, that becomes your reality. Your life experience reflects it.
The inner world really is the causal realm.
It seems they believe so. So the big question becomes, how do we actually use this? How can someone listening right now take this ancient wisdom and apply it? Without building a stone temple or tracking down San Pedro.
Right, the practical application. And the source material we looked at had some really good actionable steps.
It did. The first one was about creating your own inner temple.
Okay, tell me more. Not literally stone.
No, not literally stone. It's about setting aside a space and time, daily if possible. A ritual space could be super simple. A corner, a chair, maybe light a candle, play some quiet, low-frequency music.
Like those specific frequencies, 528 hertz or 432 hertz, that some people find calming.
Could be. Anything that helps you signal. Okay, I'm shifting gears now, going inward. Cultivating stillness, like mimicking the intention of those Chavín initiation chambers.
And maybe using an affirmation to enter that state.
Yeah, the source suggested something like, I now enter the sacred realm of my inner temple, just to set that clear intention.
I like that. Okay, step 1, create the space. What's next?
Step 2, drop into theta state. This builds on the first step. Use that space and time to actively guide your mind towards that relaxed, receptive theta brainwave state.
Ow.
Breathwork is fantastic for this. Simple, focused breathing, or guided meditations, tons of those available now, specifically designed to help you reach theta.
Okay, so get into that suggestible state. Then what?
Then, reprogram with symbol plus word. Remember the Chavin's visual language. We do the same, but consciously.
Like a vision board.
Exactly. That's the symbol part, powerful images of what you desire. And combine it with the word part affirmations. Spoken aloud, felt.
Like the Louise Hay one mentioned. I am willing to release all patterns that no longer serve me.
Perfect example. Using both image and language to imprint that new reality onto the subconscious.
Got it. Symbol and word. What else?
This one's crucial. Anchor the emotion. The subconscious responds most powerfully to feeling.
Ah, right. Not just thinking it, but feeling it.
Yes, so don't just look at your vision board or say your affirmations mechanically. Pick a scene, an outcome, and feel the joy, the gratitude, the love, the relief, whatever the associated positive emotion is. Feel it in your body until it feels real.
Anchor it. Make it visceral.
Exactly. That's the language the subconscious understands best.
Okay. Space, theta state, symbol word, emotion. Is there one more?
One more key one. Walk the labyrinth.
Literally find a maze.
You could. But it's more about the symbolic journey inward. How do you explore your own inner landscape?
Journaling.
Great example. Journaling, paying attention to your dream work, or engaging in shadow work, consciously looking at the parts of yourself you usually avoid.
Bringing the hidden stuff into the light.
Exactly. It's all part of navigating your inner labyrinth, understanding what's in your subconscious that might be blocking you or needs integration.
Wow. Okay, those are really practical steps anyone could start trying.
They really are. And when you weave them together, this powerful message just shines through, doesn't it? From the ancient Andes to modern neuroscience.
You are the creator.
You are the creator of your experience. It flips the script entirely. The mind isn't just passively receiving reality, and it's not just a limitation. It's the source. It's fertile ground for planting a new reality.
And the science backs it up more and more. You mentioned theta waves making the subconscious receptive.
Right. And neuroplasticity, the proof that we can rewire our brains with new thoughts, new feelings, repeated over time.
And that RAS thing, the filter.
The reticular activating system. Yeah, visualization and affirmations basically train your RAS to start noticing things in your environment that match your focus. It starts filtering reality for you based on your inner state.
So you start seeing opportunities you missed before.
Precisely. And don't forget somatic practices, releasing stored emotions from the body. That clears the energy, allows things to flow. It all connects.
It really does. It's like that image of the Chavín temple.
Yeah.
The path winds inward first. You do the inner work.
And then, inevitably, it reflects outward again.
Yeah.
Into your life.
Amazing. It leaves you with a lot to think about.
It really does. Which brings us maybe to a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, let's leave them with something to chew on. So really consider this. If the Chavín, thousands of years ago, without iPhones, without the internet, without our modern tech, could achieve such deep consciousness shifts and build these incredible transformative places.
Just think, what untapped potential is lying dormant inside you right now, waiting for you to consciously shape your own reality.
Consider that power within, that ancient wisdom echoing through time.
Reminding you, always, of your innate ability to create.